There's one grocery store on Main Street in Antonito, and more dogs than cars on any given day. Just a mile or so north is the Conejos County Sheriff's Department and jail. It's nearly 8 in the morning. Sheriff Isaac Gallegos is on his way to work. A few minutes after he arrives, 3 inmates walk out of his jail. They are Tim James Salazar, DUIs, domestic violence, menacing; Thaddeus Rivera, felony assault, burglary, domestic violence; Roland Naranjo, 2 separate counts of attempted murder, felony assault. The inmates talk a while with the jail administrator, Mary Gallegos. She is Sheriff Gallegos' wife. The sheriff and the inmates then drive off in the sheriff's 4x4. They end up a few blocks away to work on the sheriff's home. They are unsupervised for an hour and a half. About 9:45, the inmates load chainsaws and gasoline into a waiting truck. 2 of them get into one truck, while another rides with the sheriff. We set off on a 24-mile trip into the mountains. The inmates in the pickup break off and head up a mountain pass to cut wood. The sheriff continues on 12 miles, makes a few stops, doubles back, and drops inmate Rivera off with the others. After driving 66 miles on his personal workforce business, Sheriff Gallegos is back at the jail to pick up lunch for his inmates. He takes another 42-mile round trip to drop off lunch to the inmates, then back to town. We find those inmates 9 miles up the mountain road in a secluded area, cutting and loading, then driving wood down the mountain. They unload in Antonito. The wood is sold by the sheriff, who pockets the profits. The inmates we talk with say they aren't paid. First the chainsaws and then the wood. They're back at the jail at 6:16 p.m. Total time out of the jail, 10 hours and 16 minutes. Total time supervised by law enforcement, 45 minutes. Total miles driven by the sheriff that we document on personal workforce business, 108 miles.
Hi, Sheriff. Paula Woodward from Channel 9 in Denver.
The next morning, while the sheriff is loading his inmates for the day's work, we stop by for a chat.
We clocked you at about 6 hours of driving these inmates around, chopping wood.
I don't think that's true at all.
Pardon me?
I don't think it's true at all.
What about here at the jail driving with these 3 inmates? And here, heading to the mountains with this inmate, Sheriff?
I didn't have any inmates with me.
You didn't have an inmate with you?
I didn't have inmates with me.
Okay, let's talk about work at your home.
And how long have they been working on your house?
Let me tell you what, I don't know what you're after, but this interview, I'm willing to do the interview. But if you start going to where you want details and all that, I don't have those details right at this point.
He finally admits.
Let's see, they worked on the house basically probably April time frame.
The sheriff says he pays the inmates and has receipts and checks to prove it. So far, he hasn't shown us any documents.